There is something missing in the world today. It's the one thing that can make the world okay. And it doesn't cost nothing, no, you don't even have to pay. It's about doing the right thing every day. 'Cause you are the light, you are the sign, you are the only hope, keeping hope alive. Do the right thing, let the world see, let the light shine everywhere. And when it seems like no one's watching, do the right thing anyway. Just do the right thing all the time, and you'll be sure to have the whole world saying, yeah. Do the right thing. Hey! Do the right thing. If the right thing is the order of the day, then the world will be a better place to stay. A corrupted mind is your worst enemy. So I suggest you do the right thing starting today. 'Cause you are the light, you are the sign, you are the only hope, keeping hope alive.
Thank you so much. Please be seated. Once again, welcome to the book launch of Dear Lady. Representing the NYSC coordinator, Mr. Omotayo Adewoye, I would like to invite to the high table Mrs. Foluke Oladende. Can we welcome her with a round of applause? Thank you, Ma. As many of you know, Imole is also a corper and she's working with us here at Night Comsat. Also representing the NYSC, we would like to invite to the high table Mrs. Helen Asibong to the high table. Can we welcome her, please? Thank you. I'm not sure if the representative of the GM admin is here yet, but we'll reserve a space for him. Our GM, Hajia Rekia Suleiman, can we also welcome her and her representative? When he's around, you can just move him to the table. Thank you so much. We'd like to invite to the high table two of our special guests honoring us here today, Mr. Ola Oguneye. Also, we'd like to welcome very respectfully to the high table, Mr. Okujaku. Can we welcome him with a round of applause, please? Yes. Thank you very much, sir. You're also strategic in the success of today. Thank you very much, sir, as we welcome him to the high table. Can we also welcome the AGM Public Affairs, Mr. Adamu Idris, to the high table? Mr. Adamu, to the high table, please. I'd like to recognize Imole's friends, her family members that are here to support her and the cause. Now it's time to find out some more about the book, Dear Lady. With a round of applause, can we welcome the author herself, Miss Imole Ayo Temola.
Thank you. I would say mommy and daddies, because I can't go on and begin to mention names. Thank you so very much. All protocols duly observed. My name is Imole Ayo. For those who don't know, some of the students might not know, and I wrote the book titled Dear Lady. A lot of people have asked how I came about the book Dear Lady. Today, I'll be giving a summary of the story. Having been a radio broadcaster for about 3 years, I woke up one morning and felt so inspired to do something new. So I picked up my writing gadget, this gadget actually, and typed the words, Dear Lady. Before I was fully aware of what I was doing, I started writing a radio script. One day at work, I launched the program on air, but I didn't go through the usual route, which would have been to get proper clearance from my supervisor. I would never forget that day. My supervisor, Mr. Michael Oguntolu, was so furious. But I kept mute and didn't utter a word until he was done addressing the issue. After his anger dwindled, I showed him my 12 weeks already prepared script. This made him very impressed, so he gave me permission to go ahead. So I continued with my OAP duties, with the program Dear Lady being one of them. Then one day, I woke up and started playing with the script. I started expanding and expanding, adding and subtracting, researching and doing so much with the script. At a point, I stopped and I exclaimed. I said to myself, Imole, you're writing a book. Some people have asked if I plan to write the book. Some have asked how I was able to write this kind of book, considering my background and educational qualification. I studied applied geophysics in the university. I've been a science student all my life. And well, this is my answer to all about the book Dear Lady. Inspiration, passion, and most importantly, God. Every time I look at a lady or woman that really needs some answers on how to make her life better and make their life count, I've been moved to give answers based on the little or on the much I know. Those that have read this book have been blessed. When I read this book over and over again, I get blessed myself. So yes, this book is a blessing. Today, we are not only celebrating this book or the author, we are celebrating everyone in here. We are celebrating all who have made this dream come true. We are celebrating our fathers and mothers present here. We are celebrating our bosses, supervisors, colleagues, and dear friends. We are celebrating Nigeria. We are celebrating especially the future of tomorrow, the young one amongst us. Please, a round of applause for them, please. Dear young one, let today be a reminder that great things and achievements can be celebrated. Even if in recent times, positivity is almost seldom acknowledged. Choose to make a difference. Impact your world as much as you can. That is why you have been brought to this life. Do your best to make your life count. You're the only ones who will get the free copies of this book today. Please keep it well, study it, apply some of the things in there, and who knows, your story might be the next inspiring story tomorrow. Thank you so very much.
Also from the NYC, we'd like to recognize Mr. Ajayi Ojumo. Can we welcome him with a round of applause? Thank you very much, sir. This event has been put together and organized by the department Imole was posted to, all her friends, her sisters, her brothers at Budget and Planning here in NIGECOM. So I'd like them to come in. They're doing a lot of things in the background, but I'd like them to come in and take a bow for recognition. Can we welcome the staff members of Budget and Planning, headed by our AGM, Ronke Lanade. Okay, there's some in the crowd here too. Thank you, and God bless you. At this point, we'll take our goodwill message from the representative of the MD. I present to you Hajia Samia, representing our MD. Can we welcome her with a round of applause?
Good morning, all. My MD would have loved to be here in present, but she had to attend to other engagements, so I just read her speech. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, dear core members, invited guests, most distinguished audience. You're welcome to Dear Lady today. I stand before you today to share this wonderful epoch-making event as history is made on our own soil and satellite industry in Nigeria. NIGECOMSAT Limited, without being too presumptuous of what our organization stands for, I wish to say a few things about what we stand for. Is a company and an agency under the Federal Ministry of Communications Technology, whose mission is to be the leading satellite operator and service provider in Africa. We are a young, vibrant, innovative company charged with the management and operation of Nigerian communications satellite. NIGECOMSAT Limited was incorporated on 4th of April 2006 for the provision of fixed satellite services to its customers. In May 2007, NIGECOMSAT Limited launched its first geostationary satellite, NIGECOMSAT-1, into orbit. During its service year, it hosted a number of customers from the broadcasting industry, internet service providers, telecommunications operators, and telepresence solutions, and also provided customer support to its end users. NICOMSAT 1R is built with radiation-hardened technology, high reliability, onboard software, reprogrammability, fault tolerance, redundant components, and high efficiency with 28 active transponders, 7 antennas, guarantee stronger footprints and center beams over African, European, Asian continents, and better looks, angles, and shorter latency for intra-African traffic. Adequate fade margin compensation for attenuation losses by rain guarantee increased reliability and availability. NICOMSAT 1R KU-band offers lowered costs of broadband services arising from frequency reuse techniques, competitively priced transmission capacity, small antennas, and reduced terminal prices. NICOMSAT Limited offer transponder leasing services on its KU-band, C-band, and KA-band platforms on board NICOMSAT 1R. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, NICOMSAT is extremely delighted to see all of you here this morning to honor a hardworking and a determined lady as she shares her experience with us. We congratulate Imole Temila on this launch and her book, filled with struggle of life and the antecedent success it provides in the story of perseverance. For those who are feeling aimlessly lost in the journey to find themselves, those who are feeling stuck under the darkest clouds, waiting for a ray of sunshine, and those who are simply need a dose of encouragement, heed these words of wisdom from Dear Lady. There are different levels of meaning to what good life is. Well, whatever your definition of it, there is perhaps one thing that you may have in common with many other people. You might want that good life, stress-free. You'd like to have it without having to work so hard or struggle so much for it. That is a normal human experience or desire. Nobody likes to struggle through life. Without taking too much of your time, I'd like to end my short address with these words of wisdom to all ladies in the house, and the gentlemen too. Sit down and ask yourself, what is the most important thing for me? What grosses me out of the most? What makes me most upset? Is it the health care? Is it so many people being hungry, or in our culture? Or is it sexual abuse? Mix that with doing something you love, something you could keep doing forever and forever. Mix that with doing something doing something you love, something you could keep doing forever and ever. For me, it was ending violence against women, and I mixed with music. And I had a 25-year career, so that's my advice. Find something you really care about and mix with something you love doing. Kathleen Hanna. Thank you for listening. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ma. We'll also take the goodwill message from the representative of the NYSC coordinator, Mr. Omotayo Adewoye. Can we welcome Mrs. Foluke Oladende to give her a goodwill message? Let's welcome her with a round of applause.
Thank you. Core members, gentlemen of the press. I'm standing in for the FCT coordinator NYC Secretariat, Mr. Omotayo Adewoye, who is not here right now. He would have loved to be here, but because of other official assignments, I am the zonal inspector of Gariki zonal office, and this office happens, or this environment, this area happens to fall under my zone. I want to thank God for the life of Imole Ayo this morning, because she's living, let me say, she's rounding off her national service being fulfilled, because this project under Community Development Service, I can see it being viable, because one of the aims and objectives of NYSC via CDS is to impact the host community. So these youth, as they come in, they must leave a footprint behind them when going. And I think Imole Ayo is doing that right now by touching the lives of these young ones, touching the lives of women folk. Because I believe that book will not only be relevant to these students before us, but to all of us. And I want to say that for her to have embarked on this project, we should give it to her. Now she's leaving, and it will go a long way in her record that even while she served in this establishment, she has done something good. And she's going with that mindset of being fulfilled as a young youth corps member who has come to FCT for her national service. On this note, I want to appreciate everyone that is here, despite our tight schedule. It's because you see something good in what Imole Ayo is doing right now that makes you to leave your offices to honor her. Honoring her means you are honoring our fatherland. You are honoring NYSC, you are honoring Nigeria. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Ma. We'll move quickly on with the program by taking the book review. We have two reviewers, Mr. Sonny Obande Jack and Temiloluwa Elijah. Sonny Obande has already sent in his review, which I'll be reading out to you. A public servant. He's a writer. He's also a poet. His book, A Miracle for Daddy, was nominated for the 2015 NLNG Prize for Literature. He was also an alumnus of the 2015 LLNG Masterclass for Children's Literature. And here is his review. Title, Dear Lady. Author, Imole Ayo Temola. Reviewer, Sonny Jack Obande. Pages, 150. Genre, motivational. You wouldn't buy a car without a test drive. You wouldn't buy shoes without trying them on for sizes. So before you buy a book, make sure it's for you. Imole Ayo Temola's debut, Dear Lady, is a valuable motivational piece replete with honest and unpretentious narratives splashed onto its 19 chapters of life-changing questions and answers. With its ease and style and nice phrases, she gently holds her readers' hands as together they glide through the pages of this inspirational and thought-provoking piece of literature. In this work that is obviously targeted at the lady folk, the young author, using her gift of expressiveness, began with an introductory poser, who is an impeccable lady. And without any fear of contradiction, she boldly navigates her way like a tried and tested sailor. Through this and very sensitive subject matters, tackles all salient issues raised from one chapter to the next with such expertise that calls for plenty of admiration. Dear Lady, therefore, is intended as a catalyst that will set in motion a new thought process which aims to enable the reader to start seeing herself in a different perspective. Indeed, life is all about choices. Imole Ayo's book is overflowing with instructions on how to make right choices that will lead to a successful and happy ladyhood. Imole Ayo resonates throughout the book in the persistent recommendation that a lady must strive to first know herself inside out before she could or would ever appreciate who she really is. According to the author, to love yourself, you must first know yourself. Very apt. From knowing yourself better to the purpose of your life, to loving yourself, to dating and marriage, this book covers a vast scope on everything about ladyhood. I would not only recommend it for just the female readers, but also the male folk because of the inherent messages. Imole Ayo has done a wonderful job of writing this piece and should be roundly commended for this effort. Thank you. We'll take the second book review from Mr. Temiloluwa Elijah. Can we welcome him with a round of applause?
All protocols duly observed. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Temiloluwa Elijah, a 500 level computer engineering student, a fashion designer, and an actor. Thank you. All right, title of the book, Dear Lady, author Imole Ayo Temola, published by Self, in 150 pages. I cannot go on the book without saying a little about the author. She's a selfless woman whose driving force is making a difference, thereby making the world a better place. She's a pace setter, role model to many. She's the initiator of a couple of life-changing programs. A major example is the Varsity Musical Ring, VMR, a talent hunt initiated to encourage and reward university students that possess musical talents and gifts. She's a good lover. I can go on and on about the author, but I'm here to review the book and not the author. Dear Lady Book Review. A big congratulations to the author of this wonderful inspirational book that has a mixture of reality of life, inspirational and motivational quotes, short stories, and life stories for all ladies. Dear Lady is gracefully penned. Imole Ayo has conferred the readers with an amazing adventure of aspiration, motivation, encouragement, hope, exaltation, and peace within. There's so much power in those words while you read them. And that is why at some point I got jealous and I wish I were a lady. This beautiful piece proves how possible it is for young ladies who are about to begin or have barely begun their lives to have a successful and happy ladyhood. Hence, a smooth sail through life at large. Imole Ayo has made it known to our readers, those who have missed it at one point or the other, that there is hope and room for change. She provided realistic solutions to several challenges and downfall of ladyhood. There are some of my favorite parts, I beg your pardon, in the book that really caught my attention. I wish I could name them all, but I don't want to give them all away. I want you to read this book yourself, and I'm sure you have your own favorite parts in this book. These are some of the excerpts from this book that caught my attention, in quotes. Do you know where you're going? Because, darling, if you don't, then anybody is free to direct you. Also, every lady that desires to have a successful marriage must first pass the single-stage examination and be excellent in it. Last but not the least, in the end, it's not about the skin color or tone. It's not about the exterior at all. It's about the epitome of beauty in you, waiting to be revealed. A couple of years ago, I learned about temperament, a shallow understanding of it. On reading Dear Lady, ladies and gentlemen, I came to a better understanding of temperament, that among others. Imole said so many things about love, being single. Here's a quote about being single. Enjoy your company. As a matter of fact, train yourself to long for your solitude. That place where it's just you and yourself, you and your thoughts, you and your word. In other words, the origin of so many derailed ladyhood is the existence of unhappiness, settlement, peace, and intimacy between you and yourself. Our personal experiences shared in this beautiful piece made me get all emotional, as it proved to all ladies that nothing, and I repeat, nothing, stops you from being that successful lady you want to be. Not even your environment, not your background. Despite this book is specially designed strictly for ladies, some of the stated principles and steps to living a successful life are applicable to the male folds too. I definitely recommend you to purchase and read this and get one for every lady connected to you. I look forward to reading another book by this author. Thank you very much.
The reviewer just took the words right out of my mouth. Imole, I hope you know that we're going to be expecting sequels to Dear Lady. Dear Lady 2, Dear Lady 3, Dear Lady 4, and on and on and on. At this point, we would like to invite the representative of the GM admin to deliver her speech. With a round of applause, can we invite AGM Isaac Olajende to give the GM speech?
Thank you. Good morning, all. Standing on existing protocol, I wish to deliver the speech as authored by GM administration. I'm just an agent. These are all our views. Speech by GM administration and support services at the book launch ceremony of Dear Lady, authored by Imole Ayo. Guest of honor, the feted author, Imole Ayo, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure to welcome all of you here today on this occasion to launch the book, Dear Lady, authored by our core member, Imole Ayo Temola. I am particularly pleased that the author chose to launch the book in our place of primary assignment to our fatherland. To our Imole Ayo, I wish to take this opportunity to congratulate you on your contribution to the knowledge on gender issues that affect ladies. I wish you well in your post-NYSC phase of life endeavors, where I dare say the world is waiting for you. Thank you all.
At this point, we'll be doing the unveiling of the book. I don't know if Imole was able to capture, I think she was a little nervous at some point, was able to capture what she intends to do with Dear Lady after the launch. The plan is to distribute this book to girls all across the Federal Capital Territory. So if you can't support right now, please support tomorrow, because it's not just the launch and then we go home. She intends to, if you can support us financially now, and if you can pledge, I know Bookie is coming up with some pieces of paper so that people can write their pledges and drop in the basket, and then they can do the follow-up. This book is something that your sister, your mother, your aunt, your grandmother should have in her bag. It's the kind of book that you go back to from time to time. You go back and read a chapter, or you refer to it when you're trying to advise someone or even boost their self-esteem. So please support the book. That's our personal plea to all of you. We would like to respectfully invite the representative of the managing director and also the representative of the NYSC coordinator to step to our very beautiful stage here so that we can unveil Dear Lady and we can all see it for ourselves. Let's welcome them with a round of applause. Thank you. Okay. I was just told that we should do a bit of gender balancing, so can we invite Mr. Ola Oguneye also to balance the gender for the presentation and the public unveiling of Dear Lady? Thank you. Let's welcome him with a round of applause. It's all about gender balancing. Thank you. Okay. How does this work? Everyone, they're going to raise it together. Imole. Okay. On the count of 3. Okay, on the count of 3, we're unveiling Dear Lady. 1, 2, 3. Woo! Congratulations, Imole. We'd like to enjoin the MD's representative and the NYSC coordinator to take a book, have a look at it, a feel of the book, show it to everyone. Dear Lady. All right. Well, let's respectfully ask that they go to their table. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bookie, Anie, is she nearby? Okay, you said you were going to give us some pieces of paper so that we can, oh, it's already going around. If you'd like to support this project, this is not going to explode, is it? Okay. Because I'm the nearest person. Just checking. All right. The second phase of this launch is for Imole to present copies of the book to the schools that have been invited. Deogratias School, Enal International School, and Government Girls Secondary School, Kuje. Can we have the representatives out here? Can we welcome them with a round of applause while Imole presents the book to them? Okay. So Imole, who is presenting the book to them from the high table? From the high table. Okay. Okay. The representative from Deogratis School. Okay, please, Ma, go ahead so that we can take the picture as Mr. Shegun hands them over to you. Congratulations and thank you very much. Thank you. Girls School, Kuje. Thank you very much, madam. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Okay, we'll be taking a few accolades. A lot of us have met Imole in the last couple of months, and I'd like them to say a word or two about the book, about the project. I would like to ask our representative from the NYSC to say a few words about the project and about what Imole Ayo has been doing. Can we welcome from the NYSC, Mrs. Helen Asibong.
Good morning, everybody. Please permit me to stand on existing protocol. When Imole Ayo came for the project, I asked her to write a proposal. It was very late when she came, actually. But I saw a young lady that was going places. Then I decided that I was going to encourage and help her, though it was late, to send the proposal to the secretariat. And we started with the project. It almost was not approved, but eventually it was approved. I just fell in love with her. Anytime I call on her for anything, she was always there. I didn't find her wanting. She was always ready to explain anything to me. Before I asked a question, she answered. I was very impressed with that. And then I told her, I said, Imole Ayo, you will go places. The sky will not just be your limit. It will be, you will go more than that. Imole Ayo was a very, at a point, she was discouraged because she wasn't she was almost not giving approval for the project because they said she didn't carry us along. But by the time I went through the book, I saw that the book was a very good one. So on this note, I just want to say this is a young lady that I'm very impressed with, and I think she will go places. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ma. Before we continue with the accolades, I've been asked that in true Nigerian style, we need to launch the book how Nigerians launch books. So I'll be passing the microphone from one side of the high table to the other so that the book can properly be launched. Who supports that? Yes, yes. Let's give a round of applause to our high table members as we pass the microphone as you launch the book, sir.
On behalf of the GM Administration and Support Services, this book is hereby launched, which you're talking of 20,000 naira.
Well, I don't know who I'm represented at this point, but I would like to have a copy by myself, and a copy of maybe 10 copies, 100,000, please.
I use the opportunity to congratulate Imole Ayo. She has done very well. It's not easy to write. And I think, like the lady there said, she's going to go to places by the grace of God. On behalf of myself and my family, I donate the sum of 10,000 naira, and that is for Deogratias International School, because that is where my son attends. I'm going to take 10 copies for the school and 10,000 naira for donation.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Standing on existing protocols. I guess this is us just launching the book, but I met Imole Ayo about 3-4 months ago. during an activity that I actually facilitated, and I saw somebody with passion. I kept hearing people say, girl, going places. I don't know what places you're going to. You just have passion, okay? She told me about writing a book. And I thought, that's quite encouraging. About a week ago, she called me and was asking if I could be at this book launch. I was in Lagos, and I said, well, I'll see what I can do about that. In order to encourage her, or part of it, was for me to come here this morning. I just flew in from Lagos this morning, and I came for this lunch. In support, I'm taking some and giving them out to people. I've asked the question earlier of Imole herself, and I said, people are going to say, let's say they're interested in the book. What is the unit cost? What are they going to be buying it for? Somebody just pledged 10,000 naira for 10 copies. Does that translate to 1,000? Or the MD that wanted 10 copies for 100,000, that translates to 10,000. So we need to have an information of that sort that says, this is how much the book is going to cost when they see it outside. And then people that really want to donate can now say, I'm buying this many, or I'm buying that many. Having said that, the only encouragement I will give to you all is that you must, as owing it to yourself, to find that which you are passionate about. I saw passion in this young lady when I met her. I saw it. It was so obvious. She made a presentation. I told her. It was the feedback that I gave her that made her got close to me and started talking to me, and I've been engaging her ever since then. So find that passionate thing about you and just delve into it. I congratulate you. We celebrate you today, Imole Ayo. I haven't read it, but I'm going to read it. So on that note, I'm going to take about 20 copies of it, and I will give you my stipend. Don't worry, I don't want to say any amount here, but I'll give it to you. Thank you.
Okay, also to say a word or two, I'd like to invite Steve Kwande. Steve has proofread Imole's book and gave her a lot of ideas on tips. Steve, we'll just invite you to say a few words before we invite Ronke for the vote of thanks. Let's invite Steve Kwande with a round of applause. Everyone has cake in their mouths and hands. Let's invite Steve Kwande with a round of applause. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Today, while I stand on existing protocols, today is really a unique day, especially to Imole Ayo. This book, about maybe 2 months ago, when she contacted me, this is what she wants to do. I look at it, I say, well, it's encouraging, it's inspiring to write a book. I've gone through that tough too, and I believe you are trying to impact what you've gone through. We encourage her. She brought her script, I went through, and I felt her style. One of the things that actually encouraged me is her style of presentation. She actually narrated her story in a more coherent, beautiful, and well acceptable style in publishing. I'm a journalist, most especially a newspaper journalist. And when I look at the book, very interesting. Anybody that looks at the book, it's not on carbon paper, it's newsprint. And it's not every book, every author that has the privilege to publish his book on a newsprint. So it's such an inspiring, and I want everybody here to encourage her, buy one for yourself, for your wife, if possible for your daughter, and the message will spread across. Imole, thank you for this encouraging truth, and we pray that you continue. Sorry, sir, I would like to correct one impression. When you come in for a book launch like this, normally the prizes I kept secret until after the presentation, after which
she and the bookstore can arrive at a cost to sell to other people. So with this brief remark, I want to encourage you more to your elbows, and I encourage everybody to buy the book, My Dear Lady. I'll buy one for my wife and my daughter at 10,000. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Steve. We've almost come to the end of the launch. I'd like to invite, we're still launching the book. There's still room for it. Representatives of the marketing department are here. Could you stand for recognition? They're supporting Imole's book with 10,000 naira. Could you stand up and take a bow? Representatives of the marketing department, headed by our AGM, Funke Fagbeja. Okay, they're waving. Thank you so much for supporting. I'd like to invite our AGM, Ronke of Budget and Planning, to give the vote of thanks. Let's welcome her with a round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you for coming. I want to say Imole Ayo, she's an exceptional copper. Since her assumption in the Department of Budget and Planning, she has been committed. She wants to learn. She wants to give her best. And that's why, as a department, we give her all the support required to unveil this book. This time, I want to say on behalf of the management and staff of Night Concert, thank you for coming, and we wish every one of you back. We wish every one of you Johnny Mercy back to your real destination. Thank you.
Thank you all very much for taking time out of your schedules to support us on the launch of Dear Lady. Please remain seated until your lunch pack is given to you. At this point, I'd like to invite Imole to take some photographs with members of the high table. And after that, I believe you'll be doing some book signing and handing over some of the books to the young ladies. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
This is Dear Lady, a book for the ladies. Why we say ladies is because the struggle of life for a lady is different from a guy, because you have to really prove yourself. There are so many obstacles that can hinder the development of a lady, in the sense that you are a mother, you have children, you have other responsibilities, yet you want success. Imole has done a good job, and I would want all the ladies to look through to see that there is always green light at the end of the tunnel.
First and foremost, I must tell you congratulations. You've done a good job. It's well composed. I like the way your manner of writing is simple and straightforward to the point. And I do believe every young lady, even those of us who are even much older than you, will benefit from reading this book. So that's a really, really good job you've done, and well done. Thank you, and congrats, and keep this up. And I expect that you're not going to stop at this. This will be like volume 1. What did you say? You said the first in the series.
Yes,
I think we expect more from you.
Thank you very much. The book is a good inspiration for women generally. At least I was in the process of her writing this book. She did some primary research, she did interview, and everything culminated into the result of this book. I would highly recommend this book because as a lady, you have to know yourself. You have to know what you want. Otherwise, everything that the world gives you will be acceptable unto you. So if you want to discover yourself and have an impact in life as a young lady, go for this book. And if you are old, it's never too late to start afresh. Big, old, small, men, women, please read Dear Lady.
This book is a must read for all teenage girls. Anybody that is a lady should read this book. Parents, purchase this book for your children. They need to read it. Single girls, you need to read it. Married women, we need to read it so we can educate our children. You can never know it all. God bless you, Malayo.
For our teenage girls, it's a must-read book for them, because I think it's a way of bringing them back to their senses. So I think it's a very nice book.
I'm here with Dear Lady, a book that is quite reviving for today's woman. I will recommend every woman to have this piece. It is so important. for your life and for you to sustain an established position in your life. This book is for you to read.
I want to recommend the book Dear Lady for every girl, for every lady. It's a must read. And I must say that the author is a very, very brilliant lady. It's a pleasure for me to know Imole. You know, she's brilliant, she's enthusiastic, you know, about everything she does. And she has put her best into this book. And I want to recommend it to everybody. It's a must read. Thank you.
Dear Lady, a fantastic book from a fantastic writer. I'd advise anyone out there that sees this book on the shelves to get it for your mom, your aunt, your wife, your grandmother. It's the kind of book that, you know, leaves you reflective and makes you feel so much better about yourself.
You are the sign, you are the only hope.